All right. Well, at least you're not Brett Kavanaugh.
That's a great way to start a stream, Porpoise. That's fucking fantastic. And we're live again on Scoobie's channel. And now I'm Scoobie.
Don't speak to the audience like they're people.
The same way that you don't speak to strippers like there's people.
Well, I don't God damn, I don't speak to strippers. Period.
Oh well, I mean,
I'm a man of honor.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not. I'm not a good person. Tara, is there any way you can get this to Sarah? Because I can't. I don't have her in my contacts list.
Hey, is my name like? Do I have like a name on my thing today?
National.
Fuck.
Sorry. Yeah. No, I doxed you again.
You didn't dox me the first time. It's kind of stop ruining it. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, nobody likes NL. National Libertarian or Nat Lib is like a mouthful that does not flow. Am I using your old name, your new name, Jay? What are we working with here, man?
I mean, Jay is fine. That's also not my real name.
Yeah, well. Unfortunately, my real name is Irving. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, that's cool.
Oh,
No.
so I guess somebody has to get old girl the Linky Link. I'll let Tara handle that.
Yeah, I don't have a direct link to her.
Next time, remind me. Whoever sends me the link next time, remind me to change my account.
I'll try.
Because I want to start doing that thing where I come in with like all my different email accounts where they have all my names on them, or like all different names on them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I want to leave a breadcrumb because I can't wait to somebody like is like I doxed fucking Purposeful or National Libertarian or whatever, insert any fucking former name I've ever had here. Look, he was stupid enough to sign in with this email address and had its name on it. And I'll be like, yeah, that's totally me. And then I'll play it off like I'm some guy. Because I told you I just Google names, right?
Really?
Yeah. When I create emails, like, because if you leave it, if it's left up to my memory, like where it says like create a name, like I'll create like either the dumbest shit or it'll be straight up a meme. You know what I mean? It won't look like legit. So it'll be like, I think the last one I actually thought of off the top of my head, and this is really gonna make me sound stupid, but Steve Stevenson. I was like, I don't know. I am terrible with names. I can give you dates and places and factual historical references and current events and like, you know, all fucking day just spout off against all different types of, you know, like really, just, man, this guy's really intellectual. But then as soon as like anything that happens to do with somebody's name pops up, it's like,
oh my God,
I go into instant retard mode.
Vote base?
No, but that would be some type of shit that I would think of. Like, I don't fucking know, just whatever, you know what I mean? So I have to, when I make emails, I have to, so they're not all just fucking obvious, not, you know, whatever names. I have to do like, I have to Google, I have to get on like the internet or just remember the last person who I read about. And I'll make that my email name.
So your like next person that's going to be your email name is going to be like Lindsey Graham?
Right. Like if I wanted to go sign up for something, like if I found a new website and I wanted to go sign up for it, because I make a new email for every website I sign up for, because one, you don't get a bunch of spam shit in your email. Two, if that site or account or whatever like gets hacked, like if, what was the last site I signed up for? I don't know. Humble Bundle, for example, because I got a tab open. So like when I signed up for Humble Bundle, I went and made an email exclusively for Humble Bundle. And then there's apps that you run, and you know how like when you sign up for like a Gmail account, they want your phone number so they can send you like that verification code. There's apps where you can turn your phone and you can give them like random burner numbers, like temporary phone numbers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And you can, when you sign up for an email, you just type in whatever random number it generates, and it sends you that text, and you answer the text, and you type in the number or whatever, and then you never have to worry about that phone number again. You know what I mean? Because that's all you use it for.
Yeah.
Because they're basically like essentially proxy emails. You know what I mean? Right. And from these, I can also go and I can make like, if I fucking wanted to or whatever, used to, but you make like alt accounts on sites and stuff for like trolling and raids and stuff like that. So like Twitter or whatever, like I could have over 200 different Twitter accounts by doing this method. This is how people get on like raids and shit. And like a lot of people say like botting or whatever, but it's not really botting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But basically like that. Yep. You know, just troll stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's what I do. I just think of the last name. So yeah, if I was to go make an email for something, like just if I were to sign up for Humble Bundle or whatever, my email would probably be like Lindsey Graham. Yeah. Yep. Be like lindseygraham@gmail.com. And they'd be like, oh shit. So anyway, why were we talking about this? Oh yeah. Because I want to start coming in here with different names. I can't come in here with Lindsey Graham, obviously. I mean, that's fucking...
Why not?
Oh. Am I give away the whole purpose? That guy's not Lindsey. And he's obviously not Lindsey Graham. Or am I? Did you guys see? Apparently I'm Scoobie now. Fuck you all. Did you guys see Lindsey Graham go off like super hardcore?
No, I just heard that he did. So did
Okay, bye.
Who was the other motherfucker that did it? But yeah, a couple of guys really.
Nobody else went off.
Really?
No, they made like some points or whatever, which I mean is good. Like they did that fake politician anger. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm so politically fed up with this or whatever. No, Lindsey Graham's was like, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Like Lindsey Graham's was literally a man who had reached his fucking point. You know what I mean?
I'll look into it because, man, I was listening to the talk radio on the way to work today, and my one of my favorite radio hosts was all like, "Oh, have you seen the way Brett Kavanaugh reacted? You know, like, geez, can you really trust a guy who reacts like this to you know, pass sober judgment as a member of the Supreme?" Yeah, no, fuck. Of course, a person reacts like this after months of what is a fucking Inquisition / witch hunt / God. Like, what other?
Like, what are you talking about? Him being like angry and like crying?
Yeah, like I mean, of course, a human being after so much of this shit, like an attempt to destroy a man with no evidence, but yet he's being destroyed anyway.
No,
of course, he's upset.
Dude, check this out. All right, so I think I've said like 100 fucking times at this point, like I don't listen to music in the car. When I'm driving, I listen to talk radio.
Yeah.
In my job, like I go to a lot of different places for my job. So I listen to a lot of fucking talk radio.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got like four or five stations or whatever. And a few of them I'll call into because like they're easier. I wish I could call into like when I can't remember what the channel is, but it's the Glenn Beck show. It's syndicated for that station. I wish I could call in and fuck with this guy so hard. But we have basically the same thing where like this guy was doing a radio station and he was talking about the same thing. He's like, oh man, this guy, you know, he's supposed to be like, you know, fucking, you know how they do. Exactly what you were just talking about. So he's making fun of the whole like emotional thing. And so I called in and I do this type of shit to these stations like all the time because it's just, I'm bored as fuck. I'm in the car for like an hour and a half, you know, going from one place to the other.
I wish I had that fortitude, but yeah.
Yeah. So I call them up, right? And keep in mind, this is a leftist, you know, pro social justice, you know, pro, you know, like, you know, men can be gay and gays can be women and, you know, you can have a vagina sewn on and tell yourself like that type of left, right?
Yeah.
So I call him up and I go on next or whatever. And he just, again, because when you call these places, I don't know if people know this, but like when you're on hold, they play the radio station in the phone so you can hear, like, when you're next up or whatever. And right before he takes my call, he's talking again, like, what happens? He says something along the lines of, like, what happens when this guy, he's up there and, what if the case is too hard and he starts crying or it's personal or whatever. And so then he takes my call or whatever. And again, super left leaning, you know what I mean? It comes with all that comes in that bag. And I say, I can't believe that anybody actually thinks that this guy would, make a good Supreme Court justice or whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, I know, right? And I was like, what the fuck did I say? Something about him being like a crybaby. I was like, we can't elect men to be in the highest office who are too emotional crybabies or whatever. You know what I mean? Started playing on that whole, like,
yeah,
because the left loves that, right? Oh, a soft man who's, takes a fucking dick up his ass every fucking now and then, cries about everything, and that whole, like, overly emotional shit or whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, this and that, and I just kept, we kept egging each other on or whatever. And then I, hung up the phone and proceeded to laugh my fucking ass off because these people are they're so hypocritical, dude. They're so fucking absolutely hypocritical. Great. And I get to listen to other people call in and they, like, basically repeat what I said, like, yeah, that's right, man. He's like, it's crybaby and all this other stuff. I'm like, god damn, you people are so you're all retarded. You're all literally just completely abjectly fucking retarded.
Sounds like you had to deal with a bunch of fucking yes men, Porpoise.
No, I was trolling the shit out of them. I was trolling the shit out of them. I wasn't dealing with them.
Sounds like it was a successful trolling operation then.
Oh, dude, I call these people all the time. I called a radio station one time and told them I was going to be stuffed. They were talking about, like, the afterlife and like the differences between cremation and traditional embalming and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be stuffed. My state allows me to fucking get stuffed and stuff, and I'm going to get stuffed and have my relatives and stick around for it. Like, that's what I do, man. Dude, I'm in the car for like hour and a half.
So you're like straight
to somewhere. I go somewhere. I spend like 20 minutes to an hour there, and then I drive another 45 minutes to somewhere else. Like, I got a lot of time on my hands when I'm at work.
I used to feel you. Security, man. Fucking security. A whole lot of time of doing a whole lot of nothing. But paperwork.
Yes, because your job is being replaced by robots.
It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. I could see some dumbasses getting fucking security robots.
No, I mean, first of all, security robots actually show up to work on time. They don't bitch, and they actually make their rounds.
Yep. I know, it's amazing when you have a machine do something that regular people should do,
Well, and a machine doesn't demand $15 an hour for what's essentially a minimum wage job.
Yeah, that's why I never complained about the pay. Yeah,
apparently you guys haven't heard. Minimum wage up here is $14 an hour.
Do you have to sing the Maoist anthem too? And then say sorry at the end?
Basically, we just changed the Canadian national anthem to gender neutral, so yes.
Oh, Christ.
Essentially, it doesn't matter where the fuck you are. Minimum wage is always zero.
Well, no, minimum wage is like...
No, minimum wage... No, minimum wage is
He's technically not true. He's technically telling the truth. Like, the minimum amount of money you can make is nothing.
Yeah, because when you put minimum wage so high that business owners and people that hire people don't have the money, that the first thing they're going to cut is employees. So because they're not going to go hungry, it's human nature.
Yeah.
So absolute minimum wage is zero. And when you make it so the market cannot support minimum wage, it goes to zero, because guess what? They're going to fire people left and right.
I suppose that's technically correct, but I mean, as a person who is not a business owner but a worker, I won't work for zero. I will work for
Well, no
food.
shit.
Right, exactly my point. I'll work for food, and if that means that I have to go out into the fucking wild and pick fucking mushrooms, right? I'm working for food. So there is a bare minimum, but it's not $15 fucking an hour. It really is not.
Well, I mean, when you put it up to that point, I mean, I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not Canadian. But when you put it up that way, when you put it up to that point, it shrinks the job market because, I mean, no franchise owner of a Timmy Hortons or McDonald's is going to be willing to pay 30 employees $15 an hour. Their profit margin doesn't allow it.
It's literally as easy as this. Like, people overcomplicate the minimum wage thing. Our national average minimum wage is like, I think like $8. I can't remember what the exact number is, but it's around $8, give or take some quarters.
875, I think, roughly. What it was last I checked.
No, it's lower than that.
Okay.
The Fed is 7.25.
It might not be that low. I know it's around $8. Last time I checked, it was around $8.
Okay.
So essentially what you're doing is you're doubling the wage for one employee. One minimum wage employee, you're essentially just about, it's not an exact double, but it's basically twice the amount of pay he has. So if you take, let's make it easy and say 100 employees. You have 100 employees and you're paying them all minimum wage, and you're required to double that pay for those employees, but you don't have double the revenue coming in. You have to fire half of those employees. To double someone's salary, you have to get rid of in your P&L and in your investments that much from somewhere else. So
right.
That's literally how it works.
Like, okay.
All you have to do is tell them, if me and you are at a job and we're both making minimum wage and it's required for them to pay us both $15 an hour, one of us is getting fired and the other one is getting our pay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're also getting our workload.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay. In Ontario, last year, the minimum wage was $11.60. And then January 2nd, because the first nobody really works, it jumped to $14 an hour. So I was at a minimum wage job getting $11.60 on the 31st of December. On the 2nd, I was getting paid $14 an hour. But my production didn't increase because I'm only human and I work as hard as I work, and that's pretty much what I can do. So what really happened? Did I become more valuable, or did the money get less valuable?
No, basically what happened.
Your raise is never going to be based on the value of money. From someone who's got a lot of experience in this, I can damn well guarantee you that you get a raise based on your experience.
But the value of my work didn't increase from
the value of you increased.
Second.
No, the value of you increased, not your work.
The cost of me increased. The value of the money has to go down because I'm not doing more.
Right, but that's not why they gave you a raise. They gave you a raise because your value increased to the company.
No. This was not a raise that I received from the company. This was the minimum wage change.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
my productivity did not increase, only my cost. So the value of the money in my province,
right? Yeah, I got you.
26%, is that how that works?
Roughly.
Interesting.
Yeah, so over the next year, by January 2 next year, everything will have increased in price by that difference. Right?
The real question is, how many gallons of milk can you buy with that? Almost one?
Almost two bags.
This smart man, he knows about our fucking dairy barons and our supply management.
Yeah, I see a lot of people throwing around a lot of numbers, but again, this is one of those things where I can make it really fucking simple to understand. In Canada, their minimum wage doesn't even cover the cost of a gallon of milk.
That's sad, dude. I mean, fuck.
That's all
Our minimum wage over
That's all I gotta say.
$12. We can thankfully still afford milk. It goes between like 4 and change to almost 60.
Yeah. At minimum wage, you have to work an hour and 20 minutes to be able to afford a gallon of milk.
How much is how much is a bag of milk in Canada?
Okay, hold on. It actually comes 3 bags in a larger bag, and that's 4 liters, just over a gallon, and it is about $5. Right, so that's like $3.75 American.
Oh, it's only $5. I thought it was like $13 or something.
No,
like
no,
that.
it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But the
Why do
thing
you
is,
have milk in bags?
why?
Because they're Canada. Don't ask questions.
That
All
They
right.
don't.
Well, we
you
all
find-
know that Canada is ass backwards, so.
And you know what?
Well,
After you
yeah, they
find
got
out
your
that
milk.
people sells their milk in bags, you can convince people of all kinds of crazy shit. Like I had people believing that it wasn't just ZZ, that all the letters you say that end in E sounds, we say ed. Like A bed, said dead, ed f jed. They bought it.
Oh,
Hook,
Lord.
line, and sinker, man. Oh.
Wow.
Just show them a picture of milk in bags and they'll believe anything.
Jesus.
Block of cheese costs $12, says Craig Bragg. Right? But again, that block is what? Like a half pound, give or take, Craig? Half pound of cheese for $12. What do you pay?
What kind of cheese?
Like basic cheddar.
Because here in the United States, the glorious land of freedom, we have these thing called options. So when you say like how much does cheese cost? It's like, nigga, what cheese?
Like
Yeah,
okay,
are we
mild
talking-
cheddar. Give me a
That's
range.
the point. Like, we talking
Okay.
Munster? We talking
Same goes for milk. It's like what milk?
A mild cheddar, your most basic mild cheddar. Give me a range.
Okay. Are you
But he said
talking
most basic
store-
mild cheddar for a block
You're
of it,
talking-
like
Are you talking a store brand? Or are you
$5
talking?
bucks.
Yeah, you're talking like maybe between $5 and $17, depending on the quality of the cheddar.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking like your most basic cheddar, something affordable, something that you just slice to put on crackers or slap on your burger, and you don't want to
$17.95.
Well, what's a block? Give me a size reference for
half
a
a
block.
pound.
That
Well,
doesn't- Well, I mean, you can get. I'm pretty sure you can buy like a 2-pound block of Velveeta for like $4.
Fuck Velveeta.
Oh,
yeah.
Velveeta's like
that's not
salami.
cheese.
That's not even
That's-
cheese.
The
It's
pack,
artificial, though.
Irving,
Give
the
me-
pack of cheese here, well, it depends on what you get. There's pasteurized processed cheese food, which is real cheese, or there's pasteurized processed cheese product, which is
Real cheese. I'll give
Okay.
them this, that all of our dairy products are real dairy products. They're actual.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I'm
cheese
sure they
food,
are.
So cheese food, which is real cheese here, depending on the brand, like the Walmart brand, you can get it for like $3.82, $3.87, and then if you're wanting to do craft or you're looking at like $5, but Walmart brand has the big 72 slices for $10.86.
Okay, yeah, and we're for the half pound, we're paying like $12 average. Canadian, so that's like what, $8 to $10 American, depending on the day, right?
Who let this fucking gooch in my stream?
What's going on?
What's up, motherfucker?
No, I'm Scoobie.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm fucking Scooby. Fuck
Well,
all y'all.
I have my name is better than all y'all's. My name is Sarah Scooby Murdoch Chan because I got to send y'all the picture. I've got to send it because Scooby and Tara seen the picture that they made a meme of with my face and Scooby's avatar. So
Yeah.
I just named it Sarah Scooby Murdoch Chan.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
another Murdoch fan. Oh, awesome. I'm not alone. Thank God.
I love Murdoch. Who do you
Oh,
think
I laugh at that
created Murdoch?
chocolate
I think Jim has something to do with Murdoch.
Dude, I'd love to shake the hand of
God,
whoever made that
stop
just because
these
it's funny.
fucking internet personality.
I like Mr. Madden.
15 minutes of fame for people. Ah!
Look, dude.
I think it's a
know,
little. I think it's a
I
little
missed you.
unfair. I think it's a little unfair to call people who don't hold emotions anything other than chaos towards people, like a personality.
Right.
I'd prefer agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Look, I get you now, Reaper. You're tired of a bunch of neck-bearded streaming sodomites, but I mean, Murdoch's funny as hell.
Yeah,
I-
it is.
To me, though, it's just I want to go beat them all with a fucking hammer. Say, get a day job You pathetic losers.
Yeah, but Sargon's sad.
Well, you know, you got to
Donga go wrestle with
Sargon
him.
need dopamine.
Please.
A good portion of them could use a nice claw hammer to the face. So I'm not gonna lie, you got me there. But I mean, like,
but whoever the creators are of Murdoch are fucking awesome because their content's fucking hilarious. I think Jim has something to do with the creation of Murdoch.
I don't even know what the hell Murdoch is.
It's basically South Park,
but
but
100 times awesome.
But like older South Park.
Oh, it's incredibly bold.
Make jokes.
Oh, okay.
It's basically take South Park and make it like as alt-right comical as you can, and just put a bunch of deranged random comedy in there, and some 4chan, and then you've got Murdoch.
But it's
you know what? No offense to anybody, I think I'll take a pass because the last time that you guys told me to check out a cartoon, it didn't go well for me.
No, so you really do need to check out Murdoch.
This
it's fucking hilarious.
It's just you're gonna roll your eyes at this and go, why are you having me laugh at a bunch of cartoon goose-stepping weirdos? That's literally what you're gonna tell me when you watch this. I'm gonna go, it's funny. It's like, yeah, it's a bunch of nerds and doing this and that and stuff. I mean, I kind of see where it's funny, but it's kind of dumb.
I'm a C-Lab 2021 kind of guy, so.
Oh, that was a good show.
Yeah, I take my humor like, you know, I watch like that psychopathic like mad scientist type of humor where only like evil geniuses get the jokes. So.
It's in that vein of C-Lab 2021. Murdoch is similar, but the reason why it was invented is with the sheerly and purely just piss the living hell off of politically charged people. That's literally what it is. It was designed to be comical in and of itself, and basically anybody who takes it completely seriously is pretty much, kind of laughed at because it's like, dude, it's intended to be a cartoon. It's not a political movement. It's not a social movement. It's a comedy show for the internet, by the internet, to piss off politically people who are around you. Like, Murdoch's almost been thrown off of YouTube. They really, really, like, push the envelope in general. They do a whole bunch of weird, crazy stuff with it.
And then Scoobie, the creators of Murdoch are anonymous. Like, nobody knows who they are.
Oh, that's good. Good. Because we all know what happens when you know who they are.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Well, you do.
Yeah. Well, I was the first one. Those people... I'm the first one that had to deal with those people and still continue to deal with those people. So I know what Scoobie's going through.
Irving.
Oh, yeah.
Irving, do me a favor.
All those bushes violently masturbating about, screaming into the abyss.
Irving.
Irv.
Yes?
Uh-oh.
Jeez, fuck. Okay, that link that I put in the side of the chat, I want you to watch that, and I just want to see your face.
My face.
Yeah, while you watch that, I want to watch you watch that.
Jeez. Okay.
That good, huh?
Oh God.
Well, he said he didn't see it. It's the Lindsey Graham thing.
Okay. Now I don't know. I might have some settings that you guys might be able to hear this, and it might play in the fucking chat. So
I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, it gets me hard as fuck.
But if we get shut down, right? Yeah.
We're not gonna get shut down. It's a news clip.
I just want to apologize because apparently Rich at Art was one of the poor people that I got with the whole A-bed, said-ed, ed-f-jed thing.
Wrecked.
Yeah. Hey, I apologize, man. I didn't mean to do that to you.
Of course you apologize. You're fucking Canadian. Now watch the clip.
But also I like this kid, right? I wouldn't apologize if I didn't like him. Okay. Hold on. Loading up here.
Canadian.
It should be at a timestamp, right? About 6 minutes. Okay, cool.
Can you hear it?
A little bit.
Mildly.
Oh no, demonetized.
No, it shouldn't. It's just it's from the hearing yesterday.
Yeah, everybody and their moms fucking like made clips about this. The whole hearing, like, dude, the hearing was like an eight and a half hour thing. Like, there's a bajillion clips out there. Probably a whole YouTube fucking server at this point.
Oh, you're telling me for 8.5 hours they sat there and berated this guy just because of some hearsay, none such goat fornication? Like literally.
Well, it wasn't the whole 8 hours for him, but yeah, half of it was.
Oh, for crying out loud!
So yeah.
Jesus, all I needed to do was listen to Alex Jones and a couple other people banter about this for 15 minutes. And I went, yeah, this is all BS. It's this guy's going to be appointed, and the pussy hat, fat ass, fucking quad gender trans-dimensional brony lords are going, hashtag resist everything. No point Kavanaugh. Rover's great death metal ice cream with
Birdside, you're ruining it. He's getting to the good part.
Oh my god, I'm finally here, and I have internet again. Suck it up.
Well, we can't hear his, so. So I'm gonna say though.
I think he's generally just absolutely in dismay that there could even be a politician that would do something like this, like, because he's Canadian. Look how confused he is. He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Well, in other news, you can now buy beer actually made in Oklahoma.
Oh, cool!
Really?
Because
that's kind of neat.
Well, no, they did. They abandoned their 3-2 standard.
All right. Which what's the 3-2 standard? I know nothing of this.
3.2. Irving, do we need to? Oh, he's amended.
He's watching the juicy stuff.
Okay. Okay. Most beer, shitty mass-produced beer, is 5% by volume. Most good beer is between 7 and 14% by volume.
Yes.
Oklahoma, for years, was the last holdout at 3.2% by volume.
Huh?
They made small beer, I think it was called, when it's that low.
Yeah, they made kitty beer because they didn't want the engines to get drunk.
What?
So they were making a low grade fire water.
Oh, wait, that ain't even low. 3.2% alcohol per. No, these people should be hung and shot and set on fire. And everyone else who decided they're going to run a distillery in their name better do it right.
It's because of reservations. They didn't want Chief Running Deer driving his F-150 through somebody's front house, because guy one too many in him.
No. Did you say Chief? It ain't no 150 because they're robbing their whole fucking tribe. It's the F-350 Crew Cab Platinum Dually 4x4.
Nice.
That costs $90,000. Yeah, you know how you can tell someone's a chief or an elder in a tribe? Their truck costs about $100,000.
Unbelievable.
Oh, what the?
Yeah, you want to see exploitation? Go to an Indian reservation. The Indians are experts at exploiting themselves.
Wow. That's kind of disgusting.
It is. Well,
Your robot.
Wow, your robot is up.
Apparently, Romfuhrer has crossed state lines. Or something, man. Where the fuck are you again?
Well, anyway, so now we can, but see, the thing is, Oklahoma beers are typically between 7 and 14%, and apparently now you can buy them. You can actually buy them in Oklahoma.
Cool. Wonder know how that's going to work with the reservation affairs.
Well, no, I'm quite sure they were the lobby behind it because people would go up to the casinos and you drink for free in the casinos.
Mm.
And well, no, you don't in freaking Indian casinos. So what they were doing was, but I'm pretty sure they pushed it forward through because out of concern with blah blah blah. You know how it is. It was. I'm pretty sure it was the casino lobby that was behind that law change.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Squats on Keg probably wants to go and sell as many beers as he can to.
Okay. Am I the only one that watched this?
Oh no, I've seen it.
No, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I had work yesterday. I didn't.
But y'all, everyone who watched it thinks Lindsey Graham is fucking sexy as hell, right? Like that. Oh God, that man. Woo!
Well, I mean, for the first time in his life, he figured out where his balls were.
I know, right? This dude's so femi, and it's like his voice is too high, and he's too fucking. But God, oh my God, there was power in that shit.
Oh, he was legitimately mad because this is a fucking witch hunt.
Yeah.
Spell it for me. What did he do?
You know what it is? Well, it is that, but it's mostly it's brought on by something else. His best friend for like a long time was John McCain, and he just died. Remember? And for weeks, people on the Democratic side used his death, right? And they were like, oh, well, he was so great and he didn't like Trump and he stood up to whatever and all this other stuff and blah, 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 you know, and they just pumped him up as the greatest man. And, oh, he said we need to get bipartisan and everybody should just listen to John McCain because he was so wise and stuff. And we all need to be more like him and bipartisan and blah, 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 this and that. And then they pull this shit. Oh, dude is pissed. Dude is pissed as fuck.
First of all, John McCain is a bad pilot. I will tell you that much.
I don't like. No. I do not like John McCain in the slightest bit. I will not stand up for John McCain. I'm explaining to you that Lindsey Graham lost a really close, longtime friend and had to watch as his fellow members of the Senate used his fucking death, right? Yeah, and now here, just weeks later, are doing the complete opposite of what they, shout from the fucking rooftops and virtue signaled about. Dude is pissed. Dude is rightfully fucking pissed. Plus, this is obviously a fucking scam.
It's like, I think I commented on your video, but it's like I've said all along, this is slander and lies are the only political capital the left has left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they're going for the cheap shots because finding something to actually discredit this guy doesn't exist. Remember, they did this in '91 with Clarence Thomas.
Oh,
you know what? You know what? Does anybody remember his accusers' names? I don't.
Well, I do. Anita Hill, because I follow politics, but
okay, but I'd have to Google it because you know what?
I know 95% of people out there have no idea who that bitch was.
Oh,
yeah,
my father!
I bet they don't even know what the accusations are. Dude, her accusation was that Clarence Thomas told her that they needed to watch bestiality porn together.
Oh, and do you remember when she tried to claim that he put pubic hairs on her Pepsi?
Yeah, he put his pubes in her Pepsi and stuff. Yeah, I'm like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Get that fuck out of here.
You know what? It was bullshit, and it's just like this. And listening to the left wing the left wing celebrity on Twitter just trying to tell me that they're I'm sorry, I'm not. You're a celebrity. You're paid to entertain me.
You're paid to lie. No, it's different. Yep. It's different. You're not paid to entertain. You're paid to be you are a career liar.
Yeah, you're
for the highest bidder.
You are
you are scum. Actors are scum. I fucking despise all of them.
You live in a pretend world, and you act like you're aristocracy. Newsflash, actors, I'm in the same fucking tax bracket as you. So guess what? You don't have nothing to say to me. You have no position to even fucking come at me from.
Guys like you, they keep alive, man. Because they can't lift anything themselves, dude.
No, let me be blunt. I'm in a higher tax bracket than 85% of Hollywood actors because most of them don't have any money.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger, and I've shown a few of you the pictures of me when when we were off air when I was younger and I was working at the clubs, when I actually used to have to wear the 3-piece suit and I had my hair done. There was a bunch of times it would usually be either during the summer or the holidays, And you'd have some of these celebrities would come to the clubs I was working at, and they'd want to be in the VIP room. And I would beg people to switch nights with me when there was going to be celebrities, because this just such disgusting human beings. I mean,
well, they think everything's owed to them, and then they're like, the worst ones are the 1920 it girls that are like not even old enough to be in a bar, but think because they're somewhat famous that the rules don't apply to them.
yeah. Oh yeah. Those are my favorites. Those are good, and the ones that they want you to break the law for them, and you don't. And so then you get called in the next day by the boss, and he tells you, just want to let you know that they caused a big deal. They made a big stink about it. They wanted to get you fired. Why? Well, you wouldn't let them do coke on the table just to throw out something, Like, let's just say, like, for an example, this is the type of well, we want to do lines right here. No. The fuck? You're in the middle of the club. You can't do lines in the middle of the club. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom like every other self-respecting cohort.
Just about, yeah.
The one person, actually, I will say this, I don't normally name celebrities who come in, but she came in and she was very nice, very respectable. It was actually an adult film star. I believe her name is Jenna Brooks, black girl. Very sweet, nice girl. I recognized her because her face, she looks like, oh God, what is that actress's name? Like, when she first started doing the movies, people thought that it was like this big Hollywood actress, but it just turned out to be her. But the reason I say she was very nice, she actually, like, she was nice to the help, like the people, like she was tipping like the bus boys and the bar backs. She was just a decent human being. But that was
because people from that world are more than likely have come up with actually having to wait tables, and it's easier to make make money on their back than it is fucking slinging drinks.
Yeah, because I've said it before on air. I had instances with two celebrities, 2 different occasions. Probably about 20 years ago now, I was out at a club out in Smithtown, one of the Dublin pubs. It was either Dublin Up or Dublin Over or Dublin Under. Those are literally like what it was. These 2 cousins from Ireland. They came out here and they bought a bunch of clubs.
Dublin
and
Over. That sounds like the name of a fucking Irish pub.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like if this was the 1980s? It sounds like a front for the IRA.
Yeah. Well, if you went into these clubs, they kind of look like the type of club that you would have seen in Eurotrip.
Yeah, but you all know that the Widows and Orphans jar was really a front money for the IRA.
Yeah, oh, believe me, I know. So
guys, I'm conflicted. So, Iraqi Instagram model gunned down in Baghdad amid spate of female activist assassinations.
Oh, you mean an actual feminist gets killed for her beliefs? That's an actual hero. Yeah. Notice she's not wearing a goddamn pussy hat.
Iraqi social media star Tara Faris was eliminated by an unknown group of gunmen known as Thought Patrol in Baghdad. This comes on the heels of a string of ruthless slayings of female activists this year. Witnesses report one of the gunmen exclaiming, "Whomst of Thought'n Allah Akbar." That's a fucking spicy meme. As he beheaded Faris before a group of onlookers. Faris was listed as one of the most popular Iraqis in social media, accumulating over 2.7 million Instagram followers by posting selfies, mainly consisting of her using the dog face filter.
Oh my God. This is, guys, okay, I'm sorry. This whole concept of the left can't meme, and people refuse to acknowledge that Islam is like in ridiculously far right authoritarian. But apparently they can fucking meme because I'm still laughing. Like, this is horrific, and I'm laughing about this. Thought Patrol, whom's the thought? Well, what the fuck? Why? I shouldn't be laughing. If there's a God, I'm going to hell.
Well, how do you think I feel? This girl's a dead ringer for one of my nieces. This
is what happens when you fucking let a barbaric fucking Stone Age religion have control.
No,
I'm not arguing.
No, what are you talking about? You know, Islam is a religion of peace now.
I don't play memes, okay? I don't. I call things like they are. And as far as I'm concerned, the only good Muslim is one with a bullet hole in their head.
Nasty.
I've thought about it, and I've come to this conclusion. It's not that you're either with me and against Islam or against me. It's that Islam is very much you're either with Islam or against it. And it's not a happy place for someone in, say, what used to be a free country. Or in any free nation where you should be allowed to practice your religion freely because Islam is against all of that shit.
Give it 5 years, that kind of shit will be happening on a regular in London.
I thought it already was.
Irving,
No.
Greg Braxton,
No.
That's a terrible thing to say.
No, no, it will be happening like on the daily, not once or twice a month. Give it 10 years. That's downtown Toronto if Justin Trudeau stays in power.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we all know if Trudeau stays in power, they're all going to get ISIS service medals and flags and be able to wave them away freely like they are in Britain. Because the British government's been giving them passes left and right. It's the same thing as basically giving them a terrorist service medal.
I'm laughing, but I don't think you're wrong. Like,
it suddenly becomes not funny.
Yeah, because it's what's been going on. I mean, Sweden has basically been taken completely over by ISIS, the Muslim Brotherhood, and I think it's Al-Shabaab is the other one it's called. There's a couple other subsects that are their own organizations, but yeah.
You know, I have a solution.
Something like that, yeah.
I have a solution for all of this.
Carpet bombs?
No. What you do is you go trap all the wild pigs in Texas. You take them to Sweden and you turn them loose, and in France, you turn them loose in these no-go zones. And you just flood the area with millions upon millions of fucking wild pigs.
You know, those things are nasty. That's crazy enough that just might work.
Yeah, but you know, if you release all those wild pigs in France, it's going to bring in herds and herds of migrant Italians that have been displaced by the other people. It's going to cause a mess.
Oh, you mean I might actually be able to get some decent food in southern France? You stop encouraging me. I don't eat fucking snails. I'd much rather have Italian food than fucking French food.
Let me tell you, one of the best things I've ever eaten, all right, was a French dish from a French restaurant. It was a wild boar ragout. Okay?
Well, I'll tell you this.
I swear to God, with every bite, I was nearly, I was tearing up.
All the good French food comes from the north, from the hunters' countries in Bordeaux and Cognac and Agnac, those regions that are in Normandy. That's where you get like these big hearty stews with these chunks of fucking like boar meat and shit like that.
Oh damn, that does sound good.
I could actually go for a plate of Presto with some white potatoes right now.
Damn, hungry again.
Yeah, but they're like made with like red wine and they're just like slow cooked and they're delicious. But the problem is when people go to France, they go to fucking Paris.
Yeah, you don't go to Paris. You go out to wine country and you find like a little bed and breakfast.
Well, you don't go to Paris because all the assholes in the country live there.
Yeah.
All the French assholes. The Muslim assholes live in Calais and in Paris. But like all the nice people in France live like in the north of France.
I would like to go to Champagne.
Tara, you think you can make some of those stews Nana was just talking about?
Do what now?
You think you can make some of those stews Nana was talking about? We go over to Florida. We're going to hunt us a couple of those boars and gators. You think you can make some of that fancy Bordeaux stew he was talking about just now?
Yeah, or I could just make normal stew. Just replace the meat with boar or gator or.
The only real
snake.
difference is you use a little bit more basil and bay leaves and red wine, and you slow cook it. It's not even hard to make.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's easy. I throw everything into a crock pot by dinner, first thing in the morning, and by dinner time it's done.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Burnside, you have to realize the majority of Floridian cooking, the three major influences of France, Spain, and Portugal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Spain's native. Don't forget native.
I said influences. I'm talking about specifically. I look at it as the native
No,
bitches have absorbed it.
No. I'm talking about there's native as in Seminole tribe and other tribes that get thrown in there.
Well, a lot of the dishes, like my one roommate, he was from Tallahassee, and he was explaining to me that the local cuisine is just it's basically a lot of it is like you were saying. It's a lot of it is Seminole cuisine that has just been modified with a lot of the shit that we eat, because it's not like they were eating completely different food than us to begin with. So
Saving
the community.
I mean, the hog is our introduction. Because there were no pigs in the United States until the Spanish brought them. Then they escaped, and now they're fucking everywhere.
Wait a minute.
I thought descendants of the Arabian horses from the Spanish.
Yeah, the Mustang.
There were no horses in America before we got here because they all died off 10,000 years ago. There were also, funny enough, no honeybees. There were bumblebees.
Wait, so you're telling me not only were there not any boars or pigs in America, there weren't honeybees either?
Yeah, we have bumblebees.
No, honeybees are
a native species.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Honeybees.
Actually, we did have horses. We had painted ponies over here. We didn't have what they had over there.
Oh. No, we didn't. They all died off in the Ice Age, at the end of the last Ice Age.
Yeah.
There were no horses when the white man showed up in the United States.
Yeah, it's actually likely older than that. That the horses and ponies predated the Ice Age, crossed the Bering land bridge over to the other side to Asia and whatnot, and when it closed off, they all went extinct prior to the Ice Age.
Yeah, but they weren't. Yeah, they weren't here. They weren't here at the time that when white man showed up.
No, God, they hadn't been here.
And actually, all horses can basically be traced back to like 2 or 3 breeds. The Turkoman horse out of the Central Asian steppes, which is where you get your thoroughbreds, your American quarter horse, your Morgans, your Aztecas, your Altecas, your Caspian horses, and the draft horse, which is where you get most of your big work breeds.
Interesting.
Yeah, I own a few horses. I should know.
Lucky bastard! I always wanted a horse. Got no room for it though.
Yeah, right. Until you have to clean their stalls every morning.
I wouldn't mind. You throw it into the composting barrel and just mix it in and friggin' spread it across the field.
No, they produce way too much for that. You throw it into the giant composting pot. You load it into the freaking into the bucket, take it to the freaking front end loader, throw it in the front end loader, and the front end loader jumps it in the giant composting pile.
Damn, how many horses you got?
8.
You have 8 horses? Where do you have the time to take care of 8 horses?
I pay people for that.
Can I just come and ride them and love on them and then leave?
They're Altecas, so they are not exactly. They have temperament equal to a thoroughbred.
Oh, they have my temper! Yay!
Cool.
They will bite you.
Horses that are just like, this is going to be lovely. I'll be trampled to death if I come visit.
Oh, they're nice.
I was gonna say, if I come into money in the next in the coming months, I wanted to know if we could we go come down there to see you, and we're going to use the horses. We got to do a quick scene from like the Magnificent Seven. And
my
Yeah,
God.
I love.
that's like a good 3-minute scene of video. We'll make a day of it.
Oh, that would be so cool. Yes.
No.
Yes.
When I post it on my YouTube, it's gonna say reenactment of City Slickers.
Oh yeah, of course, because of me and Burnside, we're gonna have to do that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Do I have saddles with seatbelts?
Nice.
I have always told everybody though, like whatever. I am a terrible cowboy.
Robot.
Warfare.
Bye.
Oh God damn it!
Take me to the leader.
It's not even. It's the fact that Chicago, for being the second largest, well, used to be second largest city in the United States, it's got shitty cell phone tower distribution.
Yeah.
They
You
need
know.
about
Sorry.
they need about 4 times the amount of towers that they have.
You know what was really depressing, man? 2 weeks ago, going and spending that time in DC. You know, like leaving DC, it's like sunset, and it's just so beautiful. And then getting back into Manhattan, and it's just such the dichotomy between the two. Like, I don't know. DC to me was just such a beautiful city. I really enjoyed it there.
Well, part of one of the reasons why DC is so pretty is they have a 10-story limit on buildings.
Yeah.
New York, like most urban areas, it's built up or you run out of space.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference between New York and LA is LA had the ground to expand on.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately why LA will eventually exceed New York the greater LA area is already got more people in it than the greater New York area.
Yeah. But just look how much smaller the greater New York area is compared to the greater LA area. We have so much more concentration in such a smaller space. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, Long Island, only half of Long Island is filled up. And we have, on that one half of it, there's something like 12 million people.
Well,
the other half of it is, like, rural.
Well, if you look at the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which is, I think, altogether about 6 million people, takes up the area that is defined as the Metroplex is the same size as the state of Connecticut.
Huh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's 6 million people. I'm talking about an area half the size of Rhode Island that's got 12 million in it. It's just...
What?
If you take Long Island's landmass area, counting Brooklyn and Queens, it's the same amount of landmass area as the state of Rhode Island. You bifurcate it in half because literally once you get out past me, once you get out more towards like out east, all of a sudden the population just drops. There's no one out there. Because that's where, you know, you have the pine bearing region. Then, you know, like you got out east, that's where people who have money live, you know, like out in the Hamptons and everything.
Oh, you mean like where that girl that's running for Congress in the Bronx lives?
No, she lives upstate. She lives right outside of the city. But
technically the district was drawn so her little fucking multi-million-dollar house is...
Yeah, she was right outside the Bronx, and the way it works, for whatever reason, she's also in Queens because it's the Queensbridge district, the Queensbridge, you know, that goes into the Bronx. So she's on both sides of that bridge.
Yeah, she shows up at a photo shoot in a $3,500 outfit with construction workers.
Yeah, yeah, these people are so. This is why I can't. Me and my wife were talking to a couple of people the other day in the dog park. And I'm looking at this girl, and I recognize her. I'm like, you went to high school with me, didn't you? And she goes, yeah. So we start talking. And she goes like, I told her, I said, you know, if Cuomo loses this election and we get a Republican in, I said, you know, it's good that because she was talking about how it's right now it's a buyer's market about houses. And I told her, I said, well, if a Republican gets in, I said, especially with this economy, I said, you want, sell your house, you want to wait till then because the property value in your house is going to go even higher. And so this state will never go red. And so, she walked, her and her, whatever this guy that she was with, life partner, walk away from me. And I turned to my wife and I told her, I said, you see, these morons don't understand. They think that the rest of the state thinks like them. It's just that the ones who live in Manhattan and the outer boroughs all vote blue. The rest of the state is as red as fuck because everyone around here works.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is though, she's pissing off the unions, she's pissing off the fucking construction workers, and they're not going to vote for her. And like you said, if New Yorkers will get fed up, the working class New Yorkers will get fed up and they'll switch. How the fuck do you think you got Giuliani elected?
Yeah. Oh my God!
And Giuliani was a golden age for New York. I mean, it was cleaned up. It was, and then the last two mayors have spent everything they can to do away with everything he did. I mean, people used to like to come to New York because Giuliani got rid of the taxi driver reputation that New York had.
Yeah. Oh no, he's not lying. When I first started driving, it was when Dinkins was still the mayor. I cut my teeth on driving when I had my learner's permit in like '95. I would go into Times Square in Manhattan. That's where I learned how to drive. So me and my friends, we like 16, 17, we had our learner's permits or our junior licenses, and we go into Manhattan. And I had the same car that it wasn't as nice a condition, but it was the same car that was in Smokey and the Bandit and in Rocky 3. That's the car I had. It was a '77 Trans Am. It was this shit mocha brown color. By the time I got rid of the car, it looked like a fucking tiger from all the yellow paint on the fenders from me sideswiping taxis just because they would just cut you off. And my thing was, I ain't moving out of my lane. Fuck you. So I bash into them constantly.
Yeah, but no, but it was pre-Giuliani. It was people considered New York like Taxi Driver, Death Wish. That's
I thought you just meant like because the taxi drivers would slam into you and not give a fuck. Like, yeah, here's my medallion. Go ahead.
No, I'm talking about like the crime rate and everything. Giuliani cleaned it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the '90s, weren't you guys competing with us in the Dead Body Olympics?
Oh, you guys lost.
Yeah. Now Giuliani cleaned that up. He took it. He took New York from being the French Connection to being somewhere people actually wanted to visit.
Yeah. When I was a teenager, it was so bad. When I was a kid, they made a movie about what it was like growing up here called Kids, and I remember when they were filming that up over in Washington Square Park, they filmed the scene where they beat the shit out of this black kid with a fucking skateboard. They just mopped the shit out of him all over the ground like it's free. But that's what it was like when I was a kid. I remember we would go to school. I went to school. There was a juvie hall out here. It's called Brenner. And I went to the school that was the last stop before Brenner. And it was called the ALC. That's the Alternative Learning Center. And what it was just like it was for all the problem kids who were smart, so they didn't want to stick them in juvie hall. And the way they split it up, because it was small classes to try to better control the situation, they split the school day in half. So the kids who were in 11th and 12th grade got in at 7 o'clock in the morning and were out by 10. And then the ones who were like 9th and 10th graders, they would go in at like 11 and they were out by 1. So what the 11th and 12th graders would do was they would get out of class and they'd all hop in their cars and they shoot over to Bushwick, and you go over to Wilby and you pick up a sleeve of angel dust, and you go over to Cordelia and you pick up an ounce of reefer. And they'd cut the shit up on the way back. And when the 9th and 10th graders were coming out, they'd flip the shit to them immediately. So
Oh, for fuck's sake.
that was my school day. I remember I used to go and I'd be sitting in the homeroom class, and Mr. D would be like this. He'd be like, Scooby, where is everybody? I don't know, D. And then everyone would come in a few minutes later with the smoke trailing off of them, smelling like fucking mint because they were up on the train tracks with those left-handed cigarettes.
Jesus.
I told you that
Wait,
when we
is
went
that
to the
where
dollar
the
store.
cigarette came from? Because I'm used to hearing people say like, yeah, I smoke left-handed. Was that a thing?
No, a left-handed cigarette is a slang term for a dust joint.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah,
just a joint in general. Yeah,
No, specifically we were referring to the ones that just had angel dust in it, and what we would call it at the time the slang term for it. That's why I used to get confused with these young kids when they were all talking about the reefer, when they were calling reefer diesel. Like, oh, I got that sour diesel, and I look at them like, you got diesel? Because that's what we used to call angel dust when I was in high school. Like, yo, you got diesel? How much is a bundle? A bundle, and I explained it to them, and they're like, no, that's not what I have. I just got weed. I'm like, oh,
sour diesel's a strain.
No. What you do is you just got to call it a James Brown.
Oh God, that's a term I haven't heard in a long time. Another one I used to hear when I was younger was a wooler. That was my favorite.
Well, yeah, James Brown was like one of the last people on the face of the earth to actually do angel dust. So,
I remember it very, very well when I was in high school. You see someone
remember him going to jail. Like, I remember the car chase where he ran across fucking South Carolina until he shot his tires out.
Oh my God, I think I was a kid when that happened.
Yeah, it was too. But then I heard the stories about how they didn't actually put him in jail. They put him in his own suite, and they would deliver him fried chicken and whatever the fuck he wanted because it was fucking James Brown.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez.
I got to see him at Woodstock '99.
Yeah, no, they'd also let him out for concerts and whatnot.
Wow. That almost sounds like what they did when they had Capone incarcerated for a brief time. When they
Okay, when you put bars on the windows of the Hilton and reverse the door lock on the door, that's not really incarceration, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really isn't. Yeah, they basically did the same thing with Capone. They had him actually incarcerated for a brief time, and then they basically took him to a shanty hotel, kind of like that, and then okay, this is too dangerous. Move him back to his cell, and he's like, hey, what the hell? So then they spruce up his cell.
It's like that movie Goodfellas where they're discussing how to slice the garlic in fucking prison.
No, that part is actually accurate. The rest of that movie is bullshit.
Yeah, Scooby nearly reached through the computer and strangled me when I first started talking to him about how I love that movie.
Yeah, I hate that movie. Hate it with a passion.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I feel you, man.
Well,
I'm the same way with that tons of inept chronic masturbation TV series.
Oh, yeah. The roommate just finished watching it, and now she's watching Mayans.
Another dumb.
Another dumb. How about this? Okay. Texas has a shitty fucking court decision this week. A jury in El Paso, where nobody actually wants to go, don't go to El Paso, ruled that if you're a member of the Banditos, your Second Amendment rights, even if you've never committed a crime in your life, are forfeit.
That's bullshit.
What? They can't do that.
Oh, I know it's going to go to appeal because it's total horse shit because it's straightly, you can't say just because someone is affiliated with something that's like thought crime. I mean, that's like that pre-crime. Oh, whoa, you're a member of a motorcycle club. You might commit a crime in the future, so we're going to trample all over your rights.
Yeah. You know, that's
Yeah, I remember when they did that crap when I was a kid. Yeah, it was the dumbest mistake they ever made in Illinois.
Well, dumbest is God. That's when it comes to firearms, Illinois is not known for making smart decisions. I mean, them
Oh,
New
yeah,
York, them New York, California, and fucking Hawaii are always seeming to be busy trying to outdo each other.
You
Yeah.
know, somebody who was from Hawaii was having this conversation with me, and I said to them very bluntly, "Where do you fugitives run to? Where do they go?" Right? Seriously. Like, they're telling me about they need all these gun laws and everything. I look at them, I'm like, people don't even come here by boat anymore because it's so damn far. And no, where are your fugitives going to run? What, out into the forest? Eventually, you know, they're going to get hungry.
I mean, the only place I can think they could run is they get shoved in a cargo container and shipped to Japan, or no, shipped to the Philippines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're kind of limited. It's not like what we have over here in the Continental, where, you know, oh shit, like me right here. Okay, I'm gonna wind up over by like Irving. You know, like seriously, like he's gonna get a knock on his door because that's the closest place for me to shoot to is to go up over to Canada. Whereas by you, well, okay, hey, Mexico, here I come. You know, we have that option. Whereas in Hawaii, Pacific.
It's container shipped to the Philippines, and good riddance. Because if they get arrested in the Philippines, they'll be dead in like 36 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not going to get into Japan, so they might as well go to the Philippines or Singapore, and don't ever commit a crime in Singapore. They will fucking kill you. You know.
No, that's when you encourage them to go and do graffiti in Singapore.
You know, if I was going to go anywhere on that side of the planet, I'd probably just shoot for New Zealand. It's probably the one place that wouldn't kill me.
No, you encourage them to import drugs into Singapore because they fucking hang you.
No. I prefer them getting caned, like they did that teenage kid in the very early 90s.
Yeah, I remember that.
All he did was literally tag something with his initials because he thought that would be cool. And, you know, his parents are like, oh, we got to get our baby out of there. And America's like, he fucked up.
Well, no, Bill Clinton was like, we need to get him out of there. And quite frankly, it came and bit him in the ass. Because, let's face it, don't fucking break the law in fucking Singapore. They have zero.
Even as a kid, I thought that guy deserved it.
Well, you know, you'll get lashes for throwing gum on the ground.
Yeah.
If you possess a joint, they hang you. They don't have a sense of fucking humor, and they don't give a fuck who you are. In all honesty, unless you're a political dignitary, they don't give a shit. Because in all honesty, they don't care if you're a celebrity. What they do care if you can affect trade to their nation. That's about the only reason you'll ever get a pass. You know?
Yeah. If it lines their pockets, that's the only thing they care about. That's the reason that the Chinese have been playing ball with Trump. They're not fools. They see the money that's on the horizon.
Well, they also know that they're a parasite economy, and somebody's finally called them out on it.
I mean, the UN is just based on symbiosis to the dollar. Everyone knows that.
Well, they've pegged the yuan is now a new pegged international fiat currency, but here's the thing: the Chinese economy cannot live. We can live without China.
Yeah, they can't live without us.
Yeah, because I mean, granted, see the same people that bitch about this whole trade war. It's like it's going to cost so much. I'm like, well, then stop buying. Why are you buying shit made in China anyway?
Yeah,
you know,
buy American. That's part of the beauty of it. It's going to spur people to buy American-made goods, and I'm all for that. Believe me.
I mean, I remember when you could go into Walmart as a kid, and everything in there was made in America.
Wasn't that originally their selling point?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
One of their selling points. And now you go into Walmart, it's like, go find something not made in fucking China.
You know, I saw a young kid, and he went to shoplift in one of those stores, and I said something to him. And now, mind you, this young kid was about maybe 13 years old. This was recently, only in the past few months. And I just remembered it now. And he goes like this to me. I said, you know, that's a bad thing you're doing there. And he said, really? How do you figure? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you know, are you familiar with what shrinkage is? I said, yeah, I know what shrinkage is. He said, okay. He says, I take this. The store gets cut a check for the thing that I took because they got insurance. The insurance company gets to claim that, so they get covered for that. He said, plus, this isn't made in America. He said, so the only people who are losing out is China. He said, plus, me taking this thing, that hurting that Chinese company, it helps the American company that makes the same thing. This was a 13-year-old kid said this shit to me. Tell you this much, if I wasn't such a big mook, I would have started grabbing shit because of the way the kid sold it to me. You know? but seriously, it's these what is it? The Generation Z, right? That's what these younger guys are.
I guess I've lost.
Yeah.
I've lost count. I mean, are they Generation Z or are they Generation Tide Pod?
I'm saying though, like I wasn't expecting that sort of a response from this kid. Like the kid made it a point. Like I forget what the hell he took. It could have been headphones for the life of me, but he specifically was taking this because he wanted to hurt the Chinese company. That's okay. I'm not security. They got cameras. I said my piece. I seen you. I said don't do it. You said you gave me a good enough reason. Fuck it, kid. You know, but still, I'm saying, but that's a lot of people don't realize. All you have to do is buy American. Just buy American, and it helps. Everything that you buy American helps better. And you know,
there are things that's really hard to buy American TVs, stuff like that. But then I try to buy Taipei because, you know, if I can't buy American, at least I'm going to buy Taiwan because they're the good Chinese.
Yeah, right. Well, what I'm getting at is this. People can't buy American because American costs more. And I tell people all the time, you got to lower the minimum wage. That's the reason everything's so damned expensive. Because the minimum wage is so much money. And they're like, oh, no, you know what happens if you go over the minimum wage? Yeah, more companies can start up because they can afford to hire people. And that means now that...
And ultimately, you have more products produced, which means ultimately companies voluntarily raise the wage of workers because they want to keep skilled employees. If our mass production base, well, you don't necessarily need to lower the minimum wage. What you need to lower is the corporate taxes, because corporate taxes pushed American manufacturing out of the United States.
Yeah. But you can do it twofold. You lower the corporate taxes. You also lower the minimum wage, because when you lower the minimum wage...
Well, no, which one of the things... You don't even need to lower the minimum wage. You need to get unskilled labor unions out of the United States.
Yes, I agree. But I'm saying you do all of that, but what I'm trying to get at it is, what I'm saying is you lower the minimum wage, that immediately lowers the cost of living and drives up the value of the dollar.
No, yeah. I mean...
That's the main thing. That's what's hurting the value of our economy is every time
we're a consumer economy versus a producer economy.
Right. Well, every time we raise our minimum wage, we're also saying our money is worth that much less because you need more of it per hour.
Ultimately, eventually, and I'm talking about within a couple of weeks, the price goes back up, you know. You know, what I'm saying is it adjusts to the new poverty level.
Oh yeah.
And the people that get really hurt by raising the minimum wage are the people that are making 5 to 10% above it, because they lose purchase power.
Yeah.
Because let's say we raise the minimum wage to $15. People making $20 an hour go from middle class to lower class.
Yeah.
Because they will never raise all the other wages that are attached to the minimum wage. They're just going to raise the absolute minimum of minimum wage.
Yeah. And that's, I keep saying all the time, if we just start lowering the minimum wage, it'll give these companies even more wiggle and flex room. And we do actually, this is a good thing, though, that has happened for the economy, and a lot of people don't realize it. The thing with the cakes, where you can say, you know what, hey, listen, I don't like that you two are gay, get the fuck out of my bakery. That's a great thing, because now a baker can open up and he can advertise like, hey, listen, I don't give a shit if you want to marry a rubber plant. Come in, I'll bake you your cake. That opens up a whole new market now.
Well, even the thing was that was virtue signaling to begin with.
Yeah.
They particularly picked a Christian bakery to go to. They didn't go and look for.
They shopped around for a cake that for a
refusal
for a baker that wouldn't serve them.
Wait a minute. Okay, which cake company are you talking about for this?
The first one from way back.
You mean Sweet Cakes?
Maybe, I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, no, knows the whole story inside and out. She knows the whole story. Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's a big old clusterfuck that people don't want on both sides. Don't want to hear the whole story to. They didn't go. They'd been shopping there for years. Anniversary cakes, birthday cakes, everything like that. Melissa knew they were gay. The husband did not. They went in there. They went to. They put down a deposit the day they were supposed to go in and taste cakes with frosting. The husband was there. And they go in hand. The husband flips his fucking wig and says, no, we're not going to make you a cake. Melissa was flabbergasted, but she was Christian. Whatever her husband says goes. Okay, whatever. They wanted their deposit back. Melissa was more than willing to give it. Husband said, no, you're not getting your money back. They were like, fine, whatever. It was only like $150 anyway. So they left. They started looking for a different bakery. All of a sudden, they start getting death threats on phone calls and letters and shit like that. The motherfucker, the husband, posted to his Christian bulletin board online their personal information. That's when they got the law involved.
Okay,
no, and I agree with
that's a separate issue from
no.
or not.
That's how it started. Now, what ended up happening because of all this, yes, it was brought up that yes, they had to make the fucking cake. But the thing is, you know, I was on both sides of it, you know.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you know, if the fucker is going to go out there and put out the information, then yeah, you got to make the goddamn cake now.
No. Hold on. If the guy's going to go out and put out their information, then he should be subject to the law and fucking whatever is necessary. But you can't force him to make that cake.
Oh no, that's the thing though. They found him guilty, and that's what they punished him with.
Yes, that's
how they punished him.
That's cruel and unusual. fucking make him pay a fine or make him pay a penalty. What do you call that when the plaintiff wins? Like, make him pay the settlement, put him in prison, but you cannot force him to enact his craft for some fucking faggot. I don't care. I don't care, faggot.
By law has to return the deposit, though.
That motherfucker didn't have a craft. He was just a bigoted bastard. It was Melissa.
No. Here's the thing.
Make a cake.
Here's the thing.
Put him in prison. Find him. That's what we do. You can't make him bake a cake.
And even that's unlawful if you have a sign that says we refuse the right to service. We refuse the right to we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. That covers you right then and there.
You don't need a sign. That's
still,
implicit in owning a business.
Right. But
now you have to have a sign out saying,
no. Gays need to stop fucking hunting for fucking businesses to start shit because that's what they're doing.
Because the ladies are right. They should have paid back the deposit if he's that fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Petty. Like he didn't have to go post their personal information because the wife already knew that they were gay and they've been coming there for years.
Sure.
Like he's just a complete dick.
And if I'm the judge, I'm gonna make him pay that back with interest similar to a fucking mafioso vig. Okay. Right? But I'm not gonna make him bake a cake. Fuck that. Fuck that noise.
Well, I mean, also
you can't make my man Richard Art draw you a fucking picture. You can sue him for whatever or lock him up for whatever, but you cannot make him draw you a picture.
Oh, you guys are talking about the whole cake debacle thing again?
Rich, I need you to draw me a picture of me as a Pokemon trainer with either a Pikachu or a Paris.
Cool. Can you redraw my guy wearing a skin made of that avatar?
To me, it's just blunt. You don't go where that they're not going to want to serve you. Period. It's just like, and I suffer from this all the time because I carry a gun. And you know what? I see lots of things that don't even have proper signage that say no guns. Well, you know what? You don't have proper signage. I can walk right past you. But clearly, you don't want my fucking money. So therefore, ergo, I choose to not spend my money there. Do I make a big fucking deal about it on social media and cry like a little bitch? No, I just don't go. I go to the other bike shop and buy 2 Cannondale mountain bikes at $2,000 a pop.
Yeah, exactly. And them putting up that sign is very good for the guy that you went to because he wouldn't have gotten that business if they weren't dicks about it with their signs.
Actually, he would have because the guy I went to was my friend.
I'm just saying, though, you know what I mean, though. That's like one of those things when somebody says to me, well, I don't want to deal with you because of X. And my response is, okay, I'll tell you competitor. Maybe they'll give me a discount. Seriously.
I'm like, fine. First of all, gays are better on average, better cake decorators than straights anyway.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you go to a gay shop? It's like going to would you rather go to a straight florist or a gay florist for a floral arrangement? Trust me, my florist gets me out of trouble. He's fucking as queer as a fucking $3 bill. And a leather queen. But you know what? If I'm in trouble with my wife, he'll friggin' whip up a friggin' dozen roses like that. So, you know, the thing is, you don't go where you don't want to. You don't go and spend money with people that are ideologically opposed to you.
Well, it would have ended up in court anyway because they were going to. I would sue to get my money back and then take my business.
Well, they weren't going to sue to get their money back. They were originally suing because their personal information was put out there and they were getting harassed and death threats.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I was them, it would have ended up court anyway because look, I'm out $150. I just want my money back.
I'm going to be really brutal here. When a gay person says they're getting death threats nowadays, I kind of laugh at it because to me, it's.
But no, they actually posted online some of the death threats. That was some real.
And how many of them were from sock accounts that they made themselves?
That's still not the
these
point.
Were some handwritten letters. These people were dumb.
What part of the country was this again? I'm just curious, just to get an idea of where they did like the Oregon.
Oregon.
I'm guessing I'm gonna go off the top of my head. They were probably like one of the rural areas where it's probably like the mountain preachers, Donner Pass sort of folks. Yeah, I could probably see that then. We don't like your kind up here in the hills. Yeah, I can see that actually.
I'm just saying that you know, there's so much fake outrage over this shit. I'm inclined not to believe them.
Yeah. And I know what you mean, though. I believe me, I've dealt with it too, where everyone decides they're going to sit there and scream, and it's me time. You're going to hear about why they're there, why they're screaming, what it means, and why you should be with them. And if you don't, how dare you not agree with them? Yeah, I've heard that song so many times I could rewrite the lyrics myself.
I mean, I'm to the point. I'm to the point of just saying, hey,
So why is this whole cake thing still a problem? I mean, what's the whole thing of this? Oh, why
It's not. I actually said that this cake thing was a good thing because it helps the economy now by them saying, you know, that they can refuse the right legally. That's great because now a whole bunch of new bakeries or whatever will spring up. Because my thing is this: if I lived in an area and I heard them say, "Oh, well, we will not deal with those homosexuals at all," okay, I'd open something up immediately. Queer cakes are us. Come on, I'll make this thing look like a
as soon as that whole Davis bitch, where the fuck ever she was, that refused to marry gay people happened, my ass went straight to Universal Life Church and became ordained and posted immediately on Facebook, "I'll marry you."
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Because in the regular sane world, yes, yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. She had no right to do that because she was not a minister. She was a county clerk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I still support the right of the church individually by denomination. If they say no gay marriage, then the state should not be able to force that down a pastor's throat.
You can't force them to do that. I mean, it's.
But however, that being said, fucking justice of the peace is an employee of the fucking state, and if it's legal in that state, well, now it's legal everywhere. They don't have a choice. Well, they do. They can resign their position.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And look. We can go. This is a longer conversation that we should not be starting at 10 minutes to midnight, because.
You mean 3 minutes to midnight?
Well, no. We've been having it for a little bit now.
It is one of those ones that will go on forever because I mean, how dare you disobey Mao? Oh no, you bake Mao cake. You bake Mao cake now, or Mao get Red Army to kill you. Yeah.
Okay.
This Mao will just make her own fucking cake.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, there's another baker in town that's just going to make the money from the cake that you refuse to make. So
that's what I'm saying.
For sure. And the corollary, Scoob, where you were saying, like, and Tara, like, jumping in and being ordained minister and all fucking queers are us cakes and let's serve everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The corollary is, and I lost my train of thought.
The corollary is don't get an angry mob, you sodomist goat fornicator. Just go to Sodomite Baked R Us and get your gay cakes made.
I think everyone's going to go with how capitalism is the source of world peace.
It's a cis-het mostly.
Up to where we are not naming our baking company Sodomites R Us Cakes.
No, of course. No, but as a cis-het, mostly white male, I will not purchase cakes from that fucking place anymore. I heard the story and I won't do it. All right? I think the fucking white nationalist motherfuckers should be able to have bars that say no dogs, no blacks, no Jews. And I won't fucking go there. I won't. Right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
most people will not. So all they're doing is limiting their own ability to expand and exist in a capitalist society. They cannot profit to the same degree as everybody else.
Oh, and God. Do you know how funny
I'm happy to let them do that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
and on that note, I want to call it here. We've just got literally 1 minute, and it's going to be like 10 minutes to do all our outros. So let's start on the far left for me. Everybody pay attention because it's not going to appear the same way on your YouTube channel. Burnside, Henrik Thorstensen. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. All right. I am Henrik Morton's son. Yes, fuck you, Chief. I know you know my name. Have fun with that and the memes you created from me. You can find me by either putting that into the Google search. That'll get you to the Burnside Film Project. Google hates me, YouTube hates me, so good luck trying to find that. But either of the two should work, or just type in Burnside in Kyrgyzstan, because they can't think to press that because people love Kyrgyzstan, even if they don't admit it. And we will be finishing more backline now that the weather's not trying to kill us all, hot lead included. So yeah, we'll be getting back to that in another week or two. Now that, you know, things are actually decent, we can get back to working with that. And on another note, speaking of things that are going to get done, there will be more things added to Reckless Flaggatry, which is on Redbubble. If you like that snazzy-ass looking Canadian Rebel flag Irv got there, just go into Redbubble and type in Burnside Film. I couldn't fit the whole goddamn thing in there for some reason. So, fuck me, right? And, oh yeah, pretty much most of my videos are backed up to BitChute, especially the Kyrgyzstan ones, because BitChute's thankfully Kek-friendly. Pretty much everywhere, I'm the Burnside Film Project. Let's see here. Oh, except for Twitter. On there, I'm Burnside_bums, or as Irv calls it,
The Bumside Burns.
yup. And, I think that's about it. You know, once I start getting more work done, it'll be out there. I'll let you know.
Have you even checked your Twitter to see you haven't been banned?
Not yet. I'm surprisingly, I'm barely on Twitter. The only thing I do there is put up Mao Zedong jokes, thumbs up a whole bunch of pro-Trump American stuff, and occasionally run into Ontario comments that block me because it's communism.
Whoa, dude, we can't understand any of that. We're not.
Jesus.
You sound like you're talking into a fucking tail rotor, dude.
Sorry, I'm taking your keys, bro, and we're cutting you off. Here we go. Nano Reaper.
Hey, I'm Nano. Don't do really shit all on YouTube. If you really need my services, you really shouldn't be looking on the internet anyway. So leave it at that.
Dark web, motherfuckers.
Irving, let them learn on their own.
Queen of the South, Sarah Hatcherby Sanders.
I don't have anything.
All right.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you that you're having me.
The true Scoobie 331.
Hey, you guys know the deal. I'm Scoobie331. You guys can follow me. You guys can follow me here on YouTube. I am on Minds.com, Gab AI, Patreon, and PayPal. I'm fuck Twitter, seriously. Well, I tried. I really did try. I'm not going through all that effort just to get suspended inside of 2 weeks. Every time.
It's hard to it's hard. It's hard to respect a website whose owner has a fucking nose ring, and like a little side nostril nose ring, like girls have.
Not even a manly fucking piercing. Yeah.
No, those are bolt control rings.
Yeah, like D. Snyder, he's got one of them. Oh, really quick, yeah. That just reminded me, D. Snyder just cut a new video about America. That's he's from my hometown, Greater Township of Babylon, New York. Big up to D. And as for me, this week, I'm going to try to see about cutting a video. I was supposed to go to San Gennaro Feast last weekend, and it rained, it downpoured, so I was not going to go out there. I'm sorry. I got my limits. Think of me as like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable. I don't do rain.
No.
So,
man's a proper bear, a proper fair weather animal, right? If it's raining, they don't leave the den.
Exactly. Just not for Lower Manhattan. You don't want to be in Lower Manhattan when it rains. Oh my God, the smell! You have no idea. It's like being forced to drive through Jersey in a convertible.
Does it smell worse than a New Mexico pig farm?
That would be a blessing. They should actually sell air fresheners with that scent to people down in Lower Manhattan. It would be an improvement. You got to realize we got the Fulton Street Fish Market and you got Alphabet City over there. So that's where they got all the slaughterhouses. You know, they used to be like regular slaughterhouses. Now they just bring the meat in and they dress them there. They dress the big cuts of meat. So it's basically they bring the cadavers in, they cut them up there, and it goes from there into the restaurants. So you got the smell of that. You got all the furniture working and everything. Anyway, yeah. But
you mean it's the one part of New York City where people actually do production work instead of retail.
Oh yeah, exactly. Shops. Yeah, it's right where Coyote Ugly was supposed to be filmed. That's the area down there. It's actually my favorite part of the city.
I was about to say that sounds like my kind of people because it's the actual working class. You mean back, so so the bars still have sawdust on the ground.
Yes.
So when you come with blood dripping off your fucking boots from working in the slaughterhouse,
or manure or mud from other places, yeah,
it just clumps up. They sweep up the sawdust at the end of the night, and
that's how they have it set up at McSorley's. McSorley's is still there. It's the same one that you've seen in gangs in New York when they had like cannonballs flying through the windows.
So it's the only bars in town that you actually get free peanuts.
Oh no, you get them in all of them. I wouldn't. You also get free botulism. That's why you don't touch the shit.
Well, I mean, you haven't had peanuts until you've had Georgia beer boiled peanuts, where they actually take the peanuts and you boil them in beer.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
It's a southern thing.
Well, you guys are gonna have to show me around the South then this summer. I want to definitely come down there and check everything out.
Speaking of the South, we got the furthest southern bitch on the fucking internet, Tara Sin.
Hello, everybody. I am Tara Sin, your favorite cyber bitch. Okay, you can find me on pretty much any social media. I do have a Facebook. You can look for it under Ambrosia Law. I have a Gab AI. I finally broke down and got an Instagram.
Oh,
sell out.
Yes, I am. But guess what? I commented on something of Raina's from the competitive eater, and she liked it. She dyed her hair pink. I was like, "Oh, new food videos with pink hair," and she liked it.
Nice.
So
cool.
Yeah. I also have a Redbubble. You can go there and find some of the products with my avatar on it. Phone cases, wall hangings, laptop covers. I did a little more diversity than Burnside. T-shirts, all that good shit. I'm going to be making some Hail Elf Mama stuff since I finally got some batteries for my mouse. And I also think my port fried out. Let's see. Tomorrow I am going to drag Burnside's ass back on here, and we're going to talk about some articles that Burnside and I were mentioned in at the Moore event. One of them's good, one of them's bad.
Oh.
Yeah. One guy decided he was going to try and play journalist, and then, trust me, because Scoobie's going to be on there, he's going to be like, "That's not what a journalist does. Listen here, you little shit."
Well, I thought journalism was about reporting the facts, not... Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong decade.
No. He was supposed to report the facts. He reported facts, but not all of it.
Well, like I said, wrong decade. Wrong century.
So, tune into my channel tomorrow night. And Burnside and I will definitely be talking about that.
Alrighty.
Oh.
And I'm your host, Scoobie331. Oh, no, wait. Fuck. I'm actually Irving Twin, but I'm just running Scoobie's channel for now. And Rich, let me tell you, hit up Redbubble. Hit up all kinds of places on the internet that fucking will host starving artists for nothing. All right? They just take a commission, the cost of production, and pay you for your work. All right, you're 15 years old and you're already trying to say you don't want to go to college. Take out the loan. You got a lot of time. You got a lot of time to pay it off. You got a lot of time to learn. And trust me, things like Redbubble, YouTube, wherever you can, you've got a chance to make some money doing what you love. Okay, you're one of the few. Do it, kiddo. Just
worst case scenario, join the Space Force for 4 years.
Yeah, you lucky bastard.
Get college paid for. Seriously.
Just keep working at what you don't listen to these mooks.
Hey. Free college paid for by the tax dollars?
Dude, college may or may not be a joke, okay? But you can learn things there. The environment may be toxic, but
I would like to point out that tech schools are also covered by the GI Bill.
Yeah. But my man's an artist, okay? That's my point. This young man here, he's picked up a couple of books, all right, and he's jumped to the next level. He's got places to go. He's just got to practice. He's young. Don't make decisions about college now. Just go ahead and keep working at what you're doing. Go on to Redbubble. Go on to the DeviantArt. Go on to all of the places on the internet that host artists. You're one of the people that has the potential to excel in this sphere. Okay, just do it. Don't make your concrete decisions about the rest of your life now. Okay,
I'm gonna give you some advice, Rich. You're a talented artist, so if you do go to college and pursue an art degree, get a business minor. There's so many artists that go through school do not know how to fucking manage their money, and that's why you get a business minor. It's just so you know how to run your own damn business, because you do not want to be
your fucking growth. Yeah,
you want to be your own boss.
Yeah,
but you need to be able to do the books.
And Rich, definitely, bro, it's the Space Force. Enlist. Space Force.
And Rich, one other thing. Don't go to Cal Arts. I'll kill you myself.
I'm not joking about like going to like the Air Force or the Space Force for 4 years. Because you know what? You're going to get your school paid for. So you will have zero debt.
And you'll still be young when you get out, right? So,
and it's
you could also
how cool
you could also do reserves and still get tuition reimbursement and not have to go full time. So
my ex-fiance went reserves and they still paid for everything. He didn't get reimbursement. They paid for everything.
Well, I'm talking about to use your GI Bill. Sometimes you have to be so far through your tour, blah 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 blah. There's ways that you don't have to go into debt for school.
Yeah.
Okay, but guys, I'm Quinn. I just dropped a new fucking video, and I will be running after hours, hopefully for 12:30 EST. So hit me up on my channel there. I'm sorry, but
I have a bottle of rye, so this could be interesting.
Nice.
I don't like rye
bourbon, so let's see who does what.
I don't like rye, but it was a gift.
Some ryes are all right. Don't knock them. But guys, we're calling it a night, and we'll see you all after hours. And thank you all for joining us, the panel and the viewers.
Bye.
Have a good weekend, kiddos.
Bye.
Good night,
guys.